Hello, welcome to my channel for Evolved Humans. I am Ms. Day. This is a collective reading. Whoever I'm talking to, I feel like you've been getting nudges and signs when you're like alone, either like at work or at home, especially at night, but whenever you're alone. I feel like you've been like noticing things happening a little bit more frequently, and it just so happened to be after you became more aware of it already. So it's like I think that whoever I'm talking to, like you feel like you're making it happen. You're realizing it's like almost manifesty. I think it feels like a lot. So I feel like a past, present type of future thing. So I feel like in the past you released something. It's like you released something that was a really, it feels like an addiction, but it could be just a habit that was like an addiction. It's like, I think that you did it by talking yourself through it. Like, I think you're the type of person that like says you're going to do something, and then like even if you stumble, you try again. So I think that whoever I'm talking to, I don't know if you have like a past pet. This obviously doesn't apply to everybody, but I feel like somebody's got a past pet and you've been noticing little things happening, and you're like alone, and you're like, why does it feel like I just know that my pet is there, or that an animal? Interesting. I almost feel like when you're experiencing these things, like when you're alone, it almost just like stills you. Like you're just like freeze for a minute. You know how it's like, you know how you always hope that you'll be quick to your feet and really reactive if someone were to like break into your house. I feel like you've contemplated this throughout your life, where you're like, I would freeze. I would just freeze and be still. Which is really interesting because I think that you released stuff in kind of a natural way. I think we all kind of develop certain habits that we realize are just habits instead of being stuck on them and like letting go certain things like, you know, smoking or whatever it is, drinking, drugs, anything. Lots of us have had different things, but like whoever you are, I feel like I think that you find that as you act, as you speak things out, they tend to happen. It's like, I feel like I feel like your voice and your way of speaking is a big deal in your persona. And so things that you released, I think you carried yourself forward with that strength of yours as the motion, like the momentum. Whew. And then, so like now, I think that you're in forward motion, and I feel like you're going into a new endeavor. I'm not sure what this is. I think that you're actually, whoever I'm talking to, sometimes I feel like I'm talking to people who are just, who are aligned already, like with their abilities, and then sometimes I feel like I'm talking to people who are going to use it in a different way, or maybe they're going to use it in a particular way. This feels like you're going to use it in a healing way. And I think that and I mean for other people, like I'm not sure what you're going to do, but I feel like whoever I'm talking to, maybe you already do. Maybe you like do Reiki or something. It feels handsy. It feels like, but not just touch. I'm not saying touch. It feels like you already do some sort of like healing. And that's because of that forward momentum you've got. I think that you honed in on that. You like made that align with this stream of energy that you use. Whew, neat. Neat. It's natural to you. I feel like you are one with that. How awesome is that? Yeah, and then going forward, I think that what they really want you to know. Okay, awesome. So going forward, I think that what they want you to do, it's going to feel a little scary. Like I feel like you're going, which makes sense, with these little things that I think that you might be noticing on your own in your alone time, like in your personal space. I think that it might feel to you like they might be, something's messing with you, and it feels kind of negative. Like that's how you, not it feels negative, but like your response physically is almost like a chill type of feeling, yucky. So then it's like, I think that what they want you to know is that you actually do have the power to gain control in those moments. So the way that you kind of like push through those frozen, those stagnation, like those stalling moments, I feel like it's a moment of hesitation because it's like your vehicle's aware, but you don't know what to do with it. But you're fully aware, all the way to the tips of your fingertips, like everything's frozen solid. And I feel like what they're telling you to do is to take that and use your voice with it. Because whatever this is, like when you say things, things happen. Start speaking. Don't just rely on like certain things to be, I guess, physical or like intangible. It's like, I think that they want you to add your voice into these things for your own measures because you're up leveling. It's like you're more open to more frequencies that may be heavier because you might draw them because you can transmute them. So it's like what the message is don't be afraid, let it go all the way through. This is going to sound crazy, but this is what I felt. This is going to sound crazy. This is not about you need to go through deep, dark healing now, okay? This is weird, but this is for your vehicle. Now that you've gotten flushed with all the different frequencies, I feel like what they're wanting you to do is release emotionally in positive emotional crying, in like negative crying, like when you experience something sad and it's overwhelming and you want to avert the situation, like you want to get away from it. Did I say that right? Avert from? Okay. So what they want you to do when you're wanting to dodge the horrible because you're so good at transmuting upward, it's like they want you to stop to use your voice when you're getting stalled in fear and blocking, because that moment is when it's going to come through. It's like you've gotten flushed with all the different frequencies. That's what it feels like, because maybe you use your vehicle for that now. So it's okay for you to release it and for it to not actually have where it's not yours actually that you're releasing necessarily. You're just releasing overfill. It's kind of like, think about when there's a pot boiling to the top and you just like release a little bit and let some out, then you turn down the flame. The flame's already been, like, you have control, so it's like you have to release some of that out and then you can tame it again, because you've already kind of I feel like there's just little pockets that maybe like you feel kind of like flooded with other people's stuff because you're so receptive of it. So what they want you to do is kind of like let things bleed through, and it is going to feel like it's yours. Like it is. It's going to feel like it's yours, and it's going to feel really overwhelming. But they want you to just like let yourself go through a few outbursts. It's not going to last forever. This is not your new way of living. This is just like a transition period for you where they're like, yeah, get rid of some of that stuff that we kind of accidentally clustered along the way. Just like a house, like you have to see yourself like a house. Like it's got to get cleared out. Every now and then it's like you learned, and now there's some kind of damage control. Damage control. When I was coming to sit down to do this reading, for no reason at all, I was like, damage control. Perfect. Okay, so going forward, they want you to do that because if you don't allow yourself, I feel the reason for this message is because if you don't allow yourself to burst those out, you could actually bottle yourself up and kind of reclose little pockets where it's actually light shining through. You are You're a beacon. It comes all the way through you. Like, you use it, you transmute it, you know it. So what they want you to do is let that stuff burst out. There's nothing wrong with it. You're not insane. And they're saying, oops, you're just an overflowing cup at the moment. And now that you have better control and you have this new awareness, let this be your sign that you need to clear out maybe more frequently. Maybe you're working with even more energy with other people. That's crazy cool. Yeah, they just don't want you to bottle it up. They just don't want you to think that something's wrong with you and repress it. So whoever I'm talking to, I feel like you have felt overwhelmed with stuff and you're like, ooh, I'm not sure I'm ready for that. Ooh, that's a little bit shaky, this transition, you know what I mean? And I feel like you feel it like it's almost pressing its way in and it's too much pressure all at once. And so I think they want you to know you don't have to lose control. This is not you not handling things from the past that you haven't faced yet. You're okay. You just have to kind of let things out a little bit. Let it happen. Just cooperate with your vehicle. Okay. I'm going to leave it at that. That feels complete. So, and use your voice. That's the number one thing that it felt like. That your gift actually also includes your voice. Maybe you haven't aligned that with your intuitive side. Maybe that's going to add into this now. Or maybe you've been wondering if you should, and you should. Or the opportunity is good. Okay. So if you like the way that I do the readings, please subscribe to my channel and allow for future notifications when I upload videos so that you can also let me know when those resonate as well. Okay, have a good rest of your night, and I hope that this was helpful to someone. Definitely let me know, and you are free to email me, which is in the description. Okay, see you in the next reading.